What's up, guys? It's Cody back with another video. So we're gonna take a quick drive to my grandpa's house. He's got a nice place to park it on the grass with some sunset action in the background. I'm also gonna be talking about your splitter options with the C5 Corvette and what you can do about keeping the temperatures down. Because if you look for splitters, you'll probably notice that a big thing is cooling, and the C5 has one air dam that is designed for cooling, and most of the splitters didn't keep that in mind while designing theirs, so you run into airflow problems. And we're gonna talk about that, ways to avoid it, so that you have more options when deciding which splitter you want to get. Oh fuck, need to keep it up. It is not warm. Alright guys, we're back. Car's in the shop. Time to discuss your cooling options for this car and your splitter options, because they go hand in hand. So right off the top, it's got a 160-degree thermostat. It's custom tuned so the fans come on sooner, and I run water wetter, 15% antifreeze, and the rest is water. The only reason I run that 15% is to keep my water pump lubricated. So now, as you can see, this light, I have holes cut where the fog lights go. Point of that is, well, that obviously air can get right into the engine bay, a little bit into the radiator, and cools everything down. I think it's a pretty stupid thing from the factory. It's just blocking all that air. It's retarded. So I've cut that out. So those are my 4 cooling mods, which allow me to bring this car's temperature down to around 200 degrees throughout the year, give or take 5 or 10 depending on winter or summer. Right now it's about 195 in this Texas, quote unquote, Texas winter. Now the next thing you'll notice, or I can point out, is I've got no factory air dam under this car. It's very ugly, it scrapes everywhere. And I didn't like it, and you know, you scrape it so much at one point you have to replace it, and the last thing I want to do is spend money on that piece of shit. So my car still runs very cool, much cooler than these cars do from the factory with these mods. Now the only splitter you really have to worry about if you're not going to do any of those things to your car is that 01 style splitter. It comes down like a couple of inches and it's just blocking the air. You can take a razor blade and saw holes into the front, but unless you're, you know, perfectly straight, it's going to look pretty goofy. It's also going to take away from the structural rigidity of that splitter. So you can do these things that I mentioned. Bring the temperature down, gives you more options for your car. Run air right into there when you remove those fog lights. Because in my opinion, the ZR1 splitter is not the best one. So doing those things will give you the option to run whatever you want, or you can just take, if you don't want to run a splitter, you can just take off that air dam, and in my opinion, that alone makes the car look better. I wanted to run something a little aggressive, so I've got matching side skirts and the splitter, If you guys are curious, they are custom. I get asked that probably definitely daily. It comes out quite a bit, about 6 inches, 5-6 inches at its longest. No scraping issues, even though I am lowered on all 4 corners with lowering bolts and give this car this pretty nasty stance. But all right guys, that's my 2 cents on it. Just a couple of things, and besides the tune, everything is pretty darn cheap. You know, cutting holes in the front, $0. The thermostat's $40. You just got to be willing to take off the water pump, which takes me, I've done it like 5 times, literally 20 minutes to get the water pump off. And then run the water wetter. I think it's $10 per bottle. And giving the car tuned is obviously much more expensive, but doing those little things will really help you open up your options. You can make your car look nasty without suffering. So until next time guys, peace out.